Hey guys, so we did a video before called Woodstove Fun, and today's video is going to be Woodstove Fun version 2. And the reason is I got some feedback that the first video was a little rambling, off subject, a little on the long side. So I thought I'd have some fun. I actually took the other video down. I'm going to put this one up. I bought the speed editor because I'm using DaVinci. You might have seen one of these. And unbelievable how good it works. So I had a little bit of fun trimming my video down. My wife helped me with it. We cleaned it up. Our goal is to make better videos, so I think the next one we're gonna do after this one, I believe, is probably gonna be the one where Daisy, our dog, is the star. I think you'll like it. It's gonna be a good one. So, anyways, take a look. It's about having a wood stove and burning wood, and we're in mid-Michigan. It's cold right now, so that's what we're doing. Enjoy the video. IBC totes, and I built a little stand, you can see, and put it right there, and then it's real easy to get to the firewood. And I wanted something that would look nice, so I built the stand and painted it brown and got a brown tarp at Harbor Freight, and it kind of goes with the house. Feed the wood stove, and I'll show you in a second, that's inside the barn. Some dampers and stuff, and you can see that's a bummer. Dead bird came in there. Anyways, and there's a fan up. Alright, so the red pump here, a little story behind that, but all I'm going to tell you right now is this is the original pump from my grandfather's farm, grandparents' farm, up in Indian River, Michigan. And we'll have the story behind the pump in another video. Alright, so what we have here is I'm showing the back of the barn. You can see the bins, the IBC bins that we had the firewood in, they're all empty. And then here's we're going to pan over to our last, so those are the 3 IBC, and they worked out really good. They keep the wood dry, you put a tarp on the top, and then here's our last 2 piles. So, hey Miss Daisy, look at Miss Daisy has her coat on, because even for a dog it's cold. You want me to let you in, girl? Want to go inside? Okay. She's like, yeah, let me in, Dad. Filled up to the top, ready to go inside. We keep our wood right there in the IBC tote, so it's ready to go. And our ash bucket. Bring our wagon. We bring the wagon right inside here. So we use one of these. So we heated up the inside of the chimney real quick, and now we're just going to light the fire. So we just use a regular torch. We got a fire built here, and low-fi wood. So that's all you really need. You can see the smoke's going up the chimney, which is good. You don't want it coming in the room. So now we're just going to shut the door. We got the air valve all the way in, gives it all the maximum air. And we have our side damper, you can see that, pulled out. And we're just going to wait. you'll see in a little bit. Should be going great. We'll watch this temperature gauge. You'll see how it'll pop up. And at the beginning of the fire, you can see that little wagon, how good it works. Just bring it in by the front door. It's a plastic wagon. I bought it off of Amazon. But it's nice. It keeps the crumbs from the logs from dumping on the floor. And we can just get up during the night if I need to put a log on. But once this thing's going, I won't have to put any wood on it through the night. I can let it go all night, maybe go to bed about 11, wake up about 6, put a couple logs on it, we're going. So you can go throughout the night. It'll die down for sure. But guys, here we go again. So what we've done now, it's probably been 45 minutes, half an hour, I don't know. I put 3 more pieces of wood on the fire, and we've got our side damper closed, so we're recirculating the hot air within the stove. Temperature's up there pretty good. I don't know if you can see that, but what we've got to do now is build our coals. So I call this a teenager fire. It's beginning of a fire. We have a great fire, but we don't have any coals. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the air control out in a second here, show you what happens. I call it the phantom flame. There, the air control is out. See how different it is? It's pretty cool. So within the next few hours, I'm going to go upstairs in our office, do a little YouTube work. All that heat's going to be up there. It's going to be nice, and we'll keep adding logs as we go along. So by the time I go to bed, we'll have enough coals in here to keep us going through till morning. So we'll check back in about a half an hour. Alright, so there we go, folks. Fire is just about ready. We've been putting wood. We got tons of heat. My wife has water in here, and what it has is some apples, oranges, and cinnamon sticks. And I gotta tell you, it smells like a apple pie that's baking in our house right now. It's pretty cool. And you can see by the temperature gauge, we're cranking. We got one beautiful fire. So it'll calm down a little bit later, but basically we're going. You can see there's coals down there. And I'll explain in a second some of the basics of a fire. But yep, this keeps us warm. We're having a cold spell in mid-Michigan right now, and this. All right, so there you go, guys. So we got the fire going. Our theory on the fire is that we used to burn for, I would say, probably about 10 years, and we actually completely heated our house. I mean, our furnace never went on. And one of the things that we learned about wood, and everybody does it differently. I know people that are up in Alaska that don't have the choice of what kind of wood they can burn. They got to burn what they have. My situation's a little different, and I choose to burn mostly oak. So when you burn in a wood stove, you're going to find that the woods have different grades. So if you burn like spruce or box elder or pine or something like that, you're going to get a lot of resin build up in your chimney, and you're going to have it clean more. You're going to have more ash. It doesn't put out as much heat. If you burn hardwoods like oak and maple, you're going to get less ash, more heat, the coals are going to last longer through the night, but then when you buy the wood, you're going to pay more. I personally believe it's better to buy the oak wood. So we didn't buy wood this year. We had enough leftover wood because there was a point where we had stopped burning wood. We just got tired of it. We got tired of stacking wood. So we used to fill the whole front porch with wood. Now we're doing it with just the IBC tote like you saw. And we're only burning mostly on the weekends. And we're burning only when it's cold. I mean, it's got to be 20 degrees or less. I think that's where you get your most savings by burning with the wood. Right now I have the thermostat set at 65 in the house. The wood stove's going. It's pretty cold out. I believe it's going to go down, I don't know, 6-7 degrees tonight. It's probably going to keep the house probably 66, 67. The furnace will probably never turn on. So definitely saving us propane. When we were burning full time, we were burning 12, 13, 14 face cords of wood. Probably this year we're probably going to burn 4 face cords of wood, probably, I'm guessing. And then at that point we're probably going to have to buy some wood. So are we preppers? I guess we are. We do it because over the years you could have an ice storm and all the electricity's knocked out, and now you're dependent upon having enough gasoline to run the generators to get your furnace to run. So I like having the wood stove as a backup. We also love the heat and the ambiance of the fire. There is some work involved. You have to go put logs in it every once in a while and fool with that. And you do have to bring more wood up on the porch and fill the IBC tote. And then every 4, maybe 5 days, you burn the fire right down to the end and you shovel all the ashes out and start over again. So if you don't, the ash will build up from the bottom and basically suffocate the fire. So, but the low-pi airtight wood stove is very efficient. So again, I see a lot of stuff with preppers, and I guess we're preppers without even knowing it, because we've got short ham radio set up, so when the grid goes down we can still communicate. We've got a wood stove, and we do stockpile quite a bit of food, but we do it because we buy our food when we can get a good deal on it. We buy a quarter of a beef cow at a time. We buy a full pig at a time. These are all from local farmers in our area. We just like the clean meat. We were buying it probably at 1/3 of the cost of what it would cost at the store. We also stockpile water. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen nowadays. And if there is a giant storm, we've got a whole different weather structure happening now. But the wood stove is a neat thing. It is an art, building the fire. Even when we start the fire, I don't use any pine kindling. I only use oak kindling. I would never put newspaper in there, nothing, because any of that stuff can creosote up the chimney. And I have had a chimney sweep come and clean my chimney, and they've done it a few times over the years, and each time they say it's unbelievably clean. So that's from burning good hard wood, never burning any junk wood, burning a nice hot fire. Don't let it just smolder, and that is the key. Now the wood stove that we have out in the barn, it's a whole different thing. It's not as airtight. It's got a much bigger firebox. So it's different. Each one of these wood stoves has a personality, and the one in the barn is easier to take a great big piece of a stump or a bigger unsplit piece and put it in there, and it will smolder because it's not airtight. It lets a lot of air in, and it'll keep it burning, which is kind of cool, because I've got a project out there. I'm working on one of the cars or doing a woodworking project. I can put a big old hunk of wood on there, and it will very easily, keep that barn. That barn is 30 by 50 with a 12-foot high ceiling. half of that's the workshop, and that'll keep it 60, 65 degrees. I personally don't want it over 60 degrees when I'm out in my workshop because I get hot. I'm working, I'm moving around, so doing stuff. And that's the other thing. You got to kind of learn that when you have a wood stove, you get the furthest away, so we get way off in the far corner of our kitchen or down by the laundry room. It's going to be a little bit colder. You get right in the living room by the stove, it's going to be warmer. So that's just the neat part of the wood stove. I'm up here in the office, which is on the second floor right now, filming, and it's toasty warm. And it's like I said, Laura has a pot of water on this wood stove. That's to add moisture to the house, because when the furnace runs, it has a humidifier, of course. It's controlled and it adds the proper amount of humidity. The wood stove does not. It tends to dry it out a little bit, so we put that on there, and it's neat. It smells like there's an apple pie baking in the house right now. So anyways, I thought you guys would get a kick out of seeing that, how this old boomer's heater house here, and I got some cold weather, so I'm filming this on Sunday night, Monday the 20th. It's going to be cold. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. I have Monday off. It's a holiday, Martin Luther King's birthday, and Tuesday I have to drive the bus, so it's going to be cold. So there's a slight possibility that school could be closed, because when you get the wind chills, below a certain point, driving a big school bus, everything doesn't work, as I said before in the previous video. I can handle the cold. It's uncomfortable, but I've got all the gear, and we'll do it. But what happens is, mechanically, the school buses, they don't function. The stop arm won't come out, the doors freeze up, the engines are hard to start, it gets pretty crazy. They don't want the kids sitting out there waiting for the bus getting frostbite, so we'll let the school district figure that one out. But I'll be up at 4:30 Tuesday morning, and we'll see if my boss calls me before I take off out the door, and I have school or I don't have school, and I'll tell you about my adventures. So anyways, glad you joined me to watch this. You get to see how we do it on the farm. Learning how to work the camera outside, so it's a whole different thing with the brightness of the snow, how the batteries react in the cold, the settings on the camera, so I'm kind of figuring things out. So bear with me. I'm trying to get better at the filming, and I'm trying to get better at editing, but I'm really glad you came along and saw what we do here. Laura and I have a good time on the ranch. If you like what you see, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. As I always say, I'll take that as a compliment. Comments, I love comments, good, bad, or otherwise. So something you want to see, something you like, let me know. I love reading the comments. Lets me know you're out there watching my videos. Anyways, hope you guys have a great week, and I'll keep you up to date. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.